Well, greetings, everybody, and here we are in the great month of September, my power month, and a lot of us are saying that this is the month for things to happen. It remains to be seen. Like I said before, I don't get caught up into all that stuff. It's all about bringing and integrating ascension through ourselves. And so today I wanted to talk about 6 things that we are doing or you could be doing to ensure that you are working in the fifth dimension, at least the higher fourth dimension. Um, so these are 6 things that there's 6 things that I'd like to talk about today. Because a lot of times we hear people say you need to be doing the work. You need to be doing the work. Everybody needs to go within. Everybody needs to be doing their own work. And a lot of us are going, well, I don't know what that is. What are some of the things that I could be doing? Or am I doing some of these things? And so this is what I want to talk to you about today. And the first one is being resilient. And we're talking about resilient to the matrix. When we are resilient, we are living optimally. Our energy batteries are always full, and we let stresses and triggers just roll off of us. We don't, what do they say? Don't sweat the small stuff. None of that stuff bothers us anymore. We see through it, we see it for what it is. And so we're working with compassion and in a heart coherence. So when you work with that, you become very resilient to all of these matrix stressors, things that they put on TV, the shootings and the bad weather. And we no longer feel that we need to sit in front of the TV and watch every second and find out what happened and listen to lamestream media. We learn how to turn that off and no longer listen to that. We become resilient to that. We no longer need to watch the movies that the dark agenda is putting out to ensure more programming and dumbing down and suppression of our higher vibrations. So we become resilient. And working through your heart and doing heart coherence techniques helps us to become resilient. Another one is become an energy hog. In other words, we become very careful about how we use our own energy, and we know when we are being drained. We know that we are no longer food for anybody else. The vampires out there, human and non-human alike. So we're really hoggish about our energy. We don't let anybody else take our energy. We keep our energy for ourselves. We know how to keep our energy batteries high, and so we can live optimally. And when we do this, when we know how to keep our energy batteries high and preserve and conserve our energy for us, we heighten our immune system. We add to the DHEA, our anti-aging hormone. We add to that and increase that, which in turn suppresses the cortisol, the aging hormone, because we have 1,400 different hormones running through our bodies. So we learn to replenish our energy batteries, and we know when it's starting to drain a little bit, and we know how to stop the drains, and we know how to stop the leaks, and we know how to reset and recharge and reboost. And the more we work through the heart, the faster we do that. It no longer takes going and sitting and meditating for an hour. We can do it like that. All we have to do is think about it, and it happens. So being in heart coherence is another one. And that's another state of being. It's living optimally. Being in heart coherence means that you are an energy hog when it comes to your own energy. You are resilient to what the matrix puts out there. Um, and your battery is always full, and you learn to live in a state of compassion. With heart coherence means we are living in a state of compassion, and compassion is one of the highest vibration emotions or states of being that there is in the multiverse. Um, so being in a state of compassion also rises our vibration, keeps us up there in the fifth dimension and higher. Um, so we learn the techniques. We learn these techniques of how to be heart coherent, and we recognize when our heart coherence is low, and we have techniques that can instantaneously recharge and bring in that heart coherence. By learning the techniques, what we are doing is we are adding our high vibration, our high vibrating electromagnetic field to others like us. So in turn, what we're doing is we're changing DNA, and we're assisting our planet, including all the natural realms and the animals. So another one to keep this quick is doing your shadow work. And by doing all the others that I just mentioned, and doing your heart coherent meditations and techniques, we can also work on bringing up these old issues, our old programmings, our old traumas that are locked away in that subconscious mind that we've forgotten that is there. And, those are always lurking and keeping us from getting in the highest possible energy vibrations we can. It seems like we're doing our work and we're up there, and all of a sudden, boom, something happens and it brings us right back down to the 3D. And this is something that a lot of us are really working on right now. It's doing that old work, releasing that, so when there is a trigger, it doesn't keep us down into the 3D for months and weeks and even days. Now we're recognizing these things, and we're able to reset that and get us out of that and stay in the higher fourth and fifth dimensions. So these triggers and these old programmings and traumas no longer keep us, in the 3D. So we're able to reset and recharge, and no longer hold these grudges, and we don't have to have the last word anymore. We don't have to prove to everybody that we are right, and we don't have to go out and change the world, and we don't think anymore that we have to go out there and have a million people following us. And if we're not out there and we don't have this following like Jesus did, we're not doing our work. So all of that insecurity, and egotism, all that stuff starts to fall away. So doing our shadow work, that's very important. And if you're doing all of these already, great. That means that you are doing what you need to do to be in the fifth. So another one is getting out there and living your purpose. Living your purpose, no matter how small it is. It might be just out there being, a pillar. So many of us are just pillars. We're anchors of this energy that's coming in. And the stronger and the brighter we become as pillars and anchors, the easier it is for us to ignite everybody else through osmosis. Remember what I said about being in heart coherence and sending out that higher vibration electromagnetic field out from us. So, a lot of us, maybe that's all we need to do. We need to just be. We need to stop that egotistical crap that we got to be out there and doing these great, huge things. So, so once you become resilient, and once you are energy hog, and once you're in heart coherence, and once you are doing your work, and you're in this state of compassion, and you're in this state of heart coherence, what happens is it makes more room for your intuition. And once that intuition really kicks in, a lot of us going, oh, I think I got something. But man, when you start doing this, your intuition is there and it's always right on. And so we don't have to guess anymore. Well, what am I supposed to be doing? I think I'm supposed to, so many of us, even myself, I call myself a jack of all trades and a master of none. Maybe it's because I'm Gemini and I gotta know it all. I'm a great communicator. I gotta go out, learn it, and tell it to everybody. But we, that intuition comes in and we know exactly where we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to be doing it and how we're supposed to be doing it. And the synchronicities start coming in. I mean, the synchronicities are ridiculous once you're in this state and once you're working in the higher fourth and the fifth dimensions. We start to build that world. We start to live that world. We start to integrate that world we want. We start to send out that vibration of what we want. And so, so many of us have to sometimes go, you know what, I don't need to do any more workshops. Because remember what Dr. Bruce Lipton says about all of us and our learning this and learning that and learning this? That's a conscious mind taking it in. And, we go to a workshop and we do what they told us for maybe a couple weeks or a couple months. And then because it's not ingrained into our subconscious mind, that mind that becomes who we are, from the third trimester of to 7 years, they're saying, when we're recording and taking in and becoming who we are, until we go back to doing that, we really don't we have the knowledge, yes, but we don't actually integrate, we don't actually live it and breathe it like those people who give the workshops. Those people who give the workshops, it works for them because it's become their life. They've lived it, they breathed it, they wrote books, they do seminars, they do workshops, they teach people, on and on. So it's become programming. Most of us don't do that. We do it for a while and then, we're on to the next one. Do it for a while, we're on to the next one. Well, I have all these tools in my toolbox, my Ascension toolbox, but none of them ever seem to work for me because I don't give enough time. You really need to give it time. And you really need to figure out what it is inside of you that's waiting to come out, that it can assist you. It's great to listen to other people. There are wayshowers. It's great to listen to them. And sometimes it triggers something in us that helps the knowledge that we have within us come out. And when you are working in a state of coherence and your intuition is really kicking in, guess what else kicks in? Your guides. Your guides are really more than ever willing to work with you. And that's why the synchronicities start coming, because your guides are really kicking in and they're going, okay, she's really doing her work. She's getting in that state of being that we need her to be in. So she can actually hear the truth. She can hear the light and not be distracted by the dark, because a lot of those things out there that they're sent out there from the dark. We know that, all that false light, demiurge crap that's out there just to distract us. And so when they realize that we are really genuinely doing all our work, the higher we get in vibration, the easier it is for us to hear our guides, and the easier it is for us to actually live and integrate our truth, the knowledge that's within us. And, we don't have to share it with other people. We just have to do our work. And by doing our work and integrating us, we are lifting us higher and higher. And our pillar of light is becoming brighter and wider and integrating with everybody else that's doing the work like we are. And the sixth thing, there's six, The sixth thing that I'm going to talk about today is working closer with Gaia and all of our natural realms. So many of us forget that we're riding her right along with this ascension process, and how we treat her and what state of being we are in determines on whether we actually get to go with her or not. And so we need to go, we're here. It means we wanted to do this with her. If we wanted to do it ourselves, we on another planet, we would be on another planet. We wouldn't be here. We are taking this ride with Gaia. And so we really need to understand that. And we also need to understand about the animal kingdoms and the plant realms and about them, and that they're not lower vibration beings. They don't live with that huge frontal lobe that we have, the frontal lobe that keeps us chattering constantly on our phones and thinking about next week, think about next year, thinking about next month, thinking about the what ifs. We're always looking to the future. We're not living in the moment. The animal kingdom lives in the moment. They don't care what they're going to do tomorrow. They don't care what you're going to do tomorrow. They don't care about next year. They care about right now. They care about how they are and how they are acting and the job they're doing right now. And that's how we are supposed to be working also. And because they don't have that huge frontal lobe like us, they aren't dealing with the separation that we are dealing with. They're in a state of oneness, something of which we have to learn once again. And they don't have to deal with the separation of our God self like we are, and they don't fear death like we do. So all of those things are programming and matrix distraction to keep us from living the moment and doing our job, every moment, not worrying about tomorrow and not worrying about, oh, this solar wave that's coming in and, next month, and this next full moon is supposed to be conducive to this. And, we're always worried about next month and next year and what's going to happen at the next dark moon. And, oh, we got another eclipse. We should be doing that. The animals don't live like that. They live every moment. They live the way they're supposed to do every moment. They don't wait. That's something we should be doing. We need to live like these things are happening every single moment of every day of our lives. So we really need to see beneath these beings. We need to see beneath the skin suits. We need to see beneath the meat suits. Gaia is not just a rock. There's a being there. There's a true being there. She's alive. Like our animals, we need to look at them beyond a large ham at Easter, or a big sizzling steak, or Kentucky Fried Chicken. We need to see these animals for the beings that are in each of their meat suits, each of their vessels. We need to recognize that there is a living entity, a living energetic being within there that's come here for its own experiences. And we need to recognize them for more than what we think they are. I work with the horse. The horse is a higher dimensional being. And we're finding out more and more now that we're getting off their backs. What they're here, they're here to help us and assist us, just like dogs. Dogs are doing so much healing work and assisting us because we're looking at them differently. We're not tying the dog up to a tree in the backyard and just going out once a day to throw some nasty dry kibble at it. We're starting to see them for more than what this is. I mean, that's all part of it with us too. We need to look at ourselves as more than this. We are much more than this meat suit. We need to see beneath that. We are much bigger than this meat suit. So we need to do the same thing with our animal kingdom and our plant kingdom also. We get our medicines, all our medicines from the plant kingdom. So much of our food. But, this all comes from Gaia. Everything that we have, comes from Gaia. It's not like we have a replicator from off planet that boom, there it is. We're still making it from Gaia. So we have to remember that. And we have to learn to be so grateful. And that's a part of being heart coherence, is recognizing the true soul beneath all of these vessels that are here. And we need to have compassion, and we need to have appreciation. We need to start living more in appreciation and gratitude for everything that we have, no matter how much or how little we decided that we're going to have in this lifetime. And so it's really important now to walk the talk. We really need to walk the talk. So many of us are good about talking about it, and this is what we're supposed to be doing. You should be doing this, but nobody's actually living it. It's time for lip service to end and the real doing to begin. So it's time for us to really get out in the world and stop hanging on the coattails of other wayshowers and waiting for their next bit of info or waiting for the latest intel. We need to actually get out there and find ways to assist others, find ways to be of service mentally, emotionally, and physically to help bring out the ascension in us. If we can bring the ascension out in each of us, we're helping the others, and we're changing. Like I said, we're changing the DNA, and so we're spreading that coherent energy, and we're helping to raise the vibration, and it's coming out through us. We are doing our work, and it's coming out through us, and it's spreading to everybody else around us. And so, when you're watching the videos and everybody says you need to be going within and you need to be doing your work, these are 6 things that you should be doing, and to help with your ascension process. And kudos to those who are doing it, and kudos to those who are already there. Just keep spreading the light. You're a pillar. And to those who need a little bit more help, feel free to contact me, because that's what I do. Go to my website. It's always in the description. And I'm out there helping people with my horses. I can help people via Zoom, on the telephone. I work with the developmentally disabled. And actually, like the horse, when I thought I was healing the horse, it's the same thing is happening with the developmentally disabled. I think I'm helping them, and actually they are here to show me more about myself. And it's such a fascinating ride, and I am so grateful and appreciative of every single day that I get to work with them. And especially the ones who do not communicate verbally well, they communicate through their heart. They have such high heart coherence, and they're helping me. They're helping to recharge my battery so I can keep going out there and doing my work, just like my horses. When I'm a little bit depleted, I go out with my horses and I get my hands on them, and I'm grounding. When I'm touching them, I'm grounding, I'm connecting with Gaia. And that's another thing. You need to connect with her more. Get them rubber-soled shoes off. Get your feet on the earth. Start connecting. Start that positive and negative ion exchange. That's the way it's supposed to be. How can we be healthy if we are not connected to our great mother? No wonder we're all sick. No wonder we can't hear our guides, and no wonder our intuition is blocked from us, because we are not connected to our mother. As simple as that. And there's a lot of videos out there on grounding. And if you can't get out in the earth every day, do what I do. Buy yourself a grounding sheet, ground it into the ground, and when you sleep at night, you're grounding, you're getting healed. There's so much science out there about that, people. And so, so these are some of the things that you should be doing, and some of the things that I'm sure many of you are doing. So yes, those are all things that are helping you. get into that higher realm and really bring in, the world that we came here to create. We came here to assist in this event and this ascension process. So I have no clue when I'll be back again. I'm just so busy out there doing my thing. I'm out there living the fifth dimension. And those of us that like me, who out there living it, we are feeling that we need to do these less and less because we're out there living it. We just need to do these less and less because we're out there doing our work. So, I don't know when I'll be here for the next one. It's just when I feel the urge. So, anyways, love to all of you. And, you know, be very responsible and mindful of what it is you are feeding the field.